What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back in. Today I'm going to be doing something different from my first video where I did a walkthrough tutorial style. Today I'm just going to be coding a tiny app off the cuff and making mistakes and looking at documentation and looking back at old code to see how I did it before because I am not an expert and I'll never claim to be, and I'm just getting started with Sveltekit. It's only been a few months since I started using it. I've built some pretty cool stuff with it, including ryanbody.net, which you can find linked below, where I blog about web development, whether it be Svelte and Sveltekit or other frameworks or the software industry in general. Anyway, short plug there. Today, like I said, just going to be completely unscripted, and the purpose of this is just to show that even senior developers sometimes have no idea what's going on, and that's totally okay. So fight off some of that imposter syndrome. We're all on Stack Overflow at the end of the day. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love your feedback, so if anything, just a comment below. Let me know if you're liking this or you want to see more of these kind of unscripted videos, and thanks for watching. Alright, so I'm going to try something a little different today. I'm just going to go ahead and start coding this new Sveltekit project, and it's not going to be scripted. I'm going to make mistakes, but I thought it would be better to make kind of just some free flow, free form content to show what it actually looks like to develop, because developers aren't perfect, and even as a senior in my career, I make mistakes all the time, and I'm constantly Googling, and I think that we need to do a better job of normalizing that in our industry. So my chief goal for this morning is to create a little Sveltekit app. I've been absolutely in love with Svelte and Sveltekit for the last few weeks, couple months actually, and I've just been spending a lot of time building projects with it, including that Halo 3 menu, which was my first video on this channel. If you want to check that out, the link should be on screen somewhere. Still new to YouTube, so it should be on screen somewhere. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and kind of show my process. This is gonna be a dead simple app. I'm actually developing this for another video. I'm going to be doing a video on how to deploy Sveltekit apps to render for free, so be on the lookout for that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm in Windows Subsystem Linux here. If you're curious why it looks like this, it's because I have ZSH and Power 5K or something is the theme. I don't know. I use it at work, and now I use it here. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started by not make dir. I've already got a directory. We're gonna run npm init svelte. If I can type at next, and I'm gonna call this Jeopardy YT for Jeopardy YouTube. And all this app is gonna do is it's gonna display some data from a free Jeopardy API I found, and for today's purposes, it's just gonna show a random question and the answer to that question. So just a little trivia dashboard, and then for the future, I'm going to go ahead and include sockets and maybe make it a multiplayer JavaScript game, or JavaScript game, yes, but Jeopardy game. All right, so I'm going to do skeleton project, no to TypeScript, no to ESLinting, and no to prettier. And then I'm going to go into the projects, Jeopardy YT, and I am going to do npm I for npm install, just to get all the dependencies ready. And I did get some awesome feedback on my last video that the font was a little small, so I'm going to zoom in when I launch this in code, which I can do now. So I'll do code dot to go ahead and launch this in VS Code. And here we have our project. You can see in source we have our routes from Sveltekit, and I'm gonna try and zoom in. Well, zoom in. Nope. Hold on. View. I tried control scroll. Hold on. Zoom in. Control plus equals. What? All right. Hopefully that's better. It's about as big as I can make it without it going crazy off screen later. So I'm just gonna delete all this, and I'll go ahead and do like H1, make sure everything's working, and we'll just call this trivia. And then pull up the terminal, switch it to Windows Subsystem Linux where I have everything installed, and do npm run dev. And if I go over here to localhost 3000, I see I have trivia. All right, sweet. So it's working just like it should, kind of what I expected. So first things first, in source, I'm going to create a new folder called lib, where the components are going to live. I'm going to create another folder called I guess I'll call it, you know what? I'm not even going to create it as a directory because I think I'm only going to have one component for now. So I'll call this card.svelte. And I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do a side-by-side layout. I didn't pre-design this. You should pre-design stuff if you're working on production, but I'm not. This is for fun. So let's go ahead and first import this. Actually, we'll keep our H1. And in a script tag, I will import card from lib card. And obviously there won't be anything here yet, but I'm just gonna go ahead and instantiate card, and then in card what we're going to do is let's first build this with static data. So let's start with a div. It's generally a good starting point. And do a h2, and I'll say question, and then a paragraph, and what is your favorite color? And then what I'm gonna do is in the style tag, which is where you can put CSS for each of your components, I am gonna go ahead and make this, we'll call this div, and say height, actually, you know what, I'm going to be using CSS grid later to place these cards, so I'm not going to worry about height. Well, for now, just so I can see, height, I don't know, 300 pixels, width 150, 200 pixels. I don't think that's gonna be right, but we'll get there. Border radius, we'll do like 15%. No, that's too high. We'll do 15 pixels is what I wanted. And then let's just see how that looks for now. So if I go back here, we can see our cards here, but it doesn't have much styling. It would help if I added a actual border here. So let's do border 1 pixel solid black, and go back. Okay, so we're getting somewhere that looks like a card. We'll do some padding of all the content, so 15 pixels. Kind of just stick with our sizing here. All right, so question, what is your favorite color, is obviously not the question we're going to stick with, but let's make this look a little better. So this is where Google Fonts comes into play. And as you can see, I usually use like Open Sans quite a bit. Whatever. What is this? Babus New? I don't remember what I was using that for. Well, what's that look like? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, why not? Like a nice little heading. All right, cool. Let's just use this one. All right, so I selected regular on Babus and regular and bold on Open Sans. Cool. All right, let's grab this, bring it back, and go into our app.html, and I'm going to drop this into the head and save. And then in card, for my font family, I'm just going to copy this. We'll do H2. It's auto formatting my code, so my spacing is a little off when I type it. All right, so font family, this Babus New, and for our paragraph, we'll do Open Sans. So let's go back here, grab Open Sans, and we'll just do like regular weight. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how that looks. Oh, that's not right. Oh, I have to refresh. There we go. Sometimes when you load external resources in the head, you're gonna have to refresh. So question, what is your favorite color? I don't know how I feel about this letter spacing. It seems kind of close on that font, so let's do like letter spacing 2 pixels. See if that looks any better. We'll do 1 pixel, just add a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then I'm just winging it. Text decoration underline. Cool. And then what we'll do is let's go ahead and put this in another div, which if you're looking at this styling, you may say that's going to mess everything up. And I agree. So let's give these some class names. Class equals card. Class equals card header. And if you're curious as to why I'm not using like Bootstrap for something like this, I use Bootstrap for rapid prototyping, but I also like to do this from scratch as often as I can because that's how I learn CSS. It's just the easiest way to do it. Okay, we're actually going to leave that blank, which Svelte isn't going to love, but just making sure I didn't break anything with class names or like the additional padding from a new div. And I want to change this to only pad on the left, right, and bottom. So if we do turbo, top right, bottom left, we'll do 0 and then 15 pixels, 15 pixels, 15 pixels. Go back and we can see we have our padding on the side, but not as much on the top, which is what I wanted. And then in card header, we're going to do border radius top right, 15 pixels. Actually, no, let's not get to that yet. Let's do a background color. Good old hex picker. For Jeopardy? What, it's like gold, right? I don't want to do it like a dark though. Yeah, that looks cool. All right, let's grab that and do background color. And that's not gonna do much. Yeah, it's just gonna do the question. All right, so what we need to do, actually, does that look horrible? I was gonna like make it take up the whole top of the card here, but I don't think that looks horrible. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that is what I wanted. But not like that. That extra space is coming from the header. I know that. All right, so in question, we're gonna do oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Just had the padding on the wrong thing. All right. Padding 3 pixels. I kind of like that. It looks like a little highlight instead of like a card header. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Should I add a little colon here? Yeah. All right. And then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and bind. Oh, I don't want to minimize that. I want to bind these to props, not style. I'm going to do a script, and I'm going to do let export title. That's not right. Export let title. And then down here we're gonna do title. And then here we're gonna do text. Export let text. And then we will do we're gonna do some state with this shortly, but in here we'll do title equals question text equals, and we're gonna do just blank for now because I gotta pull data from the API, the Jeopardy API. All right, so question in blank, and actually let's go ahead and in our index we'll do style h1 font family. What was that? So let's see how that looks. Okay, so far so good. And I want to put these cards in a grid so that they're side by side. And then the grid will be responsive, so it will shrink if it will shrink on mobile. So what we'll do is we will do a div class of card deck. Let's keep things consistent with our dash over here. Sometimes I dash, sometimes I camel case. It's really hard to standardize around stuff like that. It's kind of whatever I'm feeling. And we'll do another card with the title of answer. And for now, the text will be blank. And then card deck, we'll do it below actually. Card deck is going to be display grid, and then I have to steal the grid settings from my GitHub because that's what developers do. They just steal from each other. And in this case, I'm stealing from myself, so it's not a big deal. This is my personal website. Where was that? No. Which I need to refactor. Home. Recent posts. Yeah. Here we go. Let's just steal all of this. It's not going to be right, but it'll be a start. All right, and then we need to do, well, let's just see how that looks. Not terrible. I'm going to center this. Don't need to worry about all this. Oh, actually, yes, we do. Don't need to worry about that. I still need that 0 auto to put things in the center. And then do I want to grid gap that large? This is actually going to be max width like 600 pixels, and this is going to be no, wait, 700 pixels. And we'll make this 300. Okay, so essentially what this is doing is, as far as I know, like I said, I stole this. Total CSS grid master. Grid template columns is going to repeat. It's going to autofill. The minimum size is going to be 300 pixels. The maximum size is going to be 1 free space. What that means is, because the max width of the container is 700, which doesn't divide perfectly by 300, when I view this in mobile form, they'll stack on top of each other. And you can just scale up those sizes and make the grid as large as you want at max. As long as it's not divisible, they'll stack and take up that 1 free space on mobile. It's a neat little responsiveness trick for you. So let's see here. We need data from the API, and I want to try what are they calling those? Do they have these in the docs yet? Uh-oh. Sveltekit. Sveltekit has new endpoint search, which is great. Okay, so it looks like Google's just indexing the wrong thing. So on endpoints, they have the new, I don't know if it's documented yet. Automatic endpoints, what are they calling those? So a really cool new feature of Sveltekit is you can name endpoints the same thing as the Svelte file that's calling them, and they'll automatically be passed in. I want to try that. What do they call those? I can't remember. All right, well, anyway, we'll go ahead and just do you know what? I'm not even going to make an endpoint for this. I'm gonna do another script with a context module. Yeah. And I'll do const trivia equals fetch, and where's our endpoint? Not our endpoint, our, okay, so I'm using JService, this free Jeopardy API. Random, maybe? Or clues? I don't know. Random question? Gives you a difficulty, a category, a question, and an answer. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's do API random. So jservice.io. I'm gonna put that in quotes, obviously. I don't need it to be the backticks or whatever. Slash API slash random. Yeah. And then console log trivia. Let's just see what happens here. Oh, duh. This isn't what I wanted. That's just gonna assign the promise that gets returned from fetch. Then results console log results. Yeah. Ah, cores, dang it. Am I? This is what I'm talking about. 6 a.m. Oh, duh. I have to. Alright. You know what? Here we go. Don't tell anybody I had to Google that. YouTube. There we go. Okay. Answer a dram. I don't even know what the question is. Oh, good. Jimmy of the Clue Crew delivers the clue. This was scraped, obviously. It's a okay. Cool, cool, cool. And then how did I do this over here? GitHub.com. How did I do this? The context module, components, blog, articles. Nope, that's not right. Routes, slug, there we go. Wow. So I need to export an asynchronous function, the load function. I should have known that because I was just talking about how that's being replaced by the new endpoints. Oh man, I really wanted to try those endpoints. I'll do a video on that when I find documentation on it. I think it's on GitHub right now because it hasn't been finalized. It's the cutting edge, baby. All right, so Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna rip it. All right. Yep. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to get rid of this. Here you go, everybody. A lesson in copying code. Gonna get rid of this. Gonna call this trivia. No, that's bad naming. We'll do this. We'll stick with query. Query. Trivia. Data. Return data. That's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Can I just, here, I need this to be formatted. It's not gonna work, but props, trivia. Trivia data. Wait for my tutorial series. Don't do this at home. Export let trivia. Yeah, I know it's not used. That's okay. Return data. Why is this? Oh, duh. Return data. See? That's how it goes sometimes. And then that's console. No, we know what it is. It's this is gonna be trivia dot question and trivia. So what I'm doing here is setting the props of the text of each of these cards, question and answer, to question and answer from trivia after I make a fetch request to the J service, and I return the data, and then that's asynchronous, so I wait for that API call to finish. And then trivia data is the result of that API call, and then for my props, I map trivia to trivia data. And let's see how that broke. It didn't, but those aren't defined. So let's do this. Our favorite debugging process of console logging. It should be live, but I just want to make sure. Ah, trivia 0. Duh. All right, trivia data 0. There we go. Okay, so we have questions and answers. Our trivia app is done. However, let's make it a little better than that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to make it so that we'll have one more component, which will be our reveal button dot svelte, and we'll just make this a button that says reveal answer. And let's go ahead and import this down here. Lib reveal button. And this will be outside of our card grid. All right, so that's not exactly where I want that. I don't think that's gonna do what I want it to do. Nope. All right, so what we'll do is, we will margin 0 auto it, which still isn't going to do anything because we have to display it block. All right, yeah, yep, cool. Then we'll give it some top margin of like 50 pixels. Cool. And we will do border none, background color. What was that color? Let's just keep it cohesive. Steal that background color. We'll do font family, and we'll steal Open Sans. Where are you? Okay. Good there. And I don't know. Let's see how that's looking. Oh, like garbage. Okay. Not margin. What am I doing? Padding. Let's give it some padding, and let's do border radius 0 or 0 px. We'll do like 15 pixels as well. Font size, we'll do 1.5 em. That's better, but it's not perfect. What? The question is just Cotopaxi. The answer is South America. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Let's actually do, I don't know, 1 pixel solid black. Like I said, there's no pre-existing design here, so I'm just winging it. Padding, let's set that down to like 5 pixels. Yeah. Let's bring the font size down to 1. And up the padding a little bit. Or actually, let's do like 1.1 at the padding to like 10. I don't know. When it comes to CSS, you just keep messing with stuff until it works. Button hover. And we'll do cursor pointer. So that way they know it's a button. There we go. I'm not going to add like... I like box shadow. I know I shouldn't, but I really like it, as you can tell from my website where I blog about stuff. I like this box shadow. I like box shadow. It makes elements pop. What was that box shadow? I kind of like that. I'm stealing that. Again, you can steal from yourself or Stack Overflow. or anyone else, but not really. Okay, home, recent posts. Yeah, box shadow. There's a box shadow in here somewhere. I'm taking you. Watch as I ruin everything with box shadow. Yeah. I mean, it's not terrible. I think we can live with that. These questions and these answers are not always great. Okay, whatever. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a store with some state to reveal the answer when we hit reveal answer. Okay, so reveal button. Let's set up a store import. What is it? Writable? Always check the docs. If you can find what you're looking for in the docs. Where is stores? I think they're on the regular Svelte documentation. Yeah, they're on the regular. They're not on the Sveltekit. They're on Svelte. Docs. Oh, it's not searchable. They haven't done it on the regular docs yet. All right, well, that's okay. Store. Where is it? Am I tripping right now? Why can't I find Svelte stores? Oh, it's in the tutorial. Okay, that's what we want. We want a writable. You have to click show me to get the Svelte version. Stores.js, of course. All right, so we're going to create a file called stores.js since we're only going to have the one of them. And we're going to steal this. And we're going to make this a writable, but we're going to make it false by default. False. And we're not going to call it count. We're going to call it shown. Yeah, shown. Or revealed? Call it revealed. That seems fun. All right. And then we don't need that. We don't need that. We will need that. Nice. Okay. Now I remember. Sorry, it's been a while since I worked with stores. Import revealed from stores.js. Yeah, stores.js. But I thought in Sveltekit you could access your... Wait, should I not have put them in routes? Oh my gosh. How did I do this? Source. Routes. No, that's fine. Again, how did I do this? No. Source. Oh my gosh. Routes. Where's search? Filter. What is that called? Components. Blog. Filter. Not filter. Search. Components. Blog. Oh my gosh. Search. Why am I tripping? Source routes store. Okay, I just did the... Alright, whatever. Source routes stores.js. I know there's a better way of doing that. Nope. Let's go back to our little tutorial here, just so I can make sure I get this right. And I'm not going to call this increment. I'm going to call this reveal. And we're gonna do revealed.update, not revealed. And then here we're going to do on click prevent default equals reveal. And then over here we're going to import revealed from this should be right here, right? Stores. .js. I know the .js is not necessary, but I'm going to do it. Okay. And we're going to subscribe to revealed. Stealing. That's the docs though, so it's fine. We can get rid of this console log. And we're going to say revealed dot subscribe value. Hmm. Reveal? I don't know. I don't really like that. Just answer. Yeah. And then down here we'll do if answer oh duh, we've got to make this right. No, that's right. What's it warning me about? Answer is not defined. Oh. What? Am I tripping here? Answer equals value. Subscribe to value. Reveal. Do I need to? Oh, duh. Oh my gosh. Let answer. There we go. Refresh. All right. FN is not a function. What did I do wrong here? All right, let's figure it out. So by default, it's not showing, which is good. I also want this to be once. I only want them to be able to do it once. So what's going on here? Let's figure it out. All right, so we have our reveal button, and on click prevent default once, it's going to reveal, which updates revealed to not revealed. Is it because I Let's just do it this way. Not N. Yeah? Let's try that. I think that's my problem. Yep, cool. And you can't re-click it because it only happens once. All right, so trivia question. Since he built St. Basil's Cathedral, he might have been a nice guy after all. I don't know, I have no idea. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Ivan the Terrible. See, I'm a genius. All right, cool. Well, so we've got our trivia app working. And if you refresh the page, you get a new question. But let's, you know what? I'm okay with that. If you refresh the page, you get a new question. I was gonna add a button to like get new question. Maybe I'll do that later. But for now, it's working. And yeah, this is a look at how I truly develop things. As you can see, I get stuck on the easiest stuff. Now, I don't use Svelte at work, and I'm relatively new to Svelte. So saying, hey, I'm a senior developer who gets stuck on stuff all the time is not necessarily fair here, but it's true. I get stuck on stuff all the time. So if you're a junior developer and you think it seems effortless to the older guys, it's not. I'm constantly Googling syntax. I'm constantly looking back at my old code to see how I did things before. And I want you to take that away from this. So be on the lookout for a future video where we're going to deploy this using Render for free. Render is a great service. They're not sponsoring. I just use their service. And they make it super easy to deploy Sveltekit applications. For now, thanks for sticking around while I build this little Jeopardy app. If you did the same thing, let me know. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. And until next time, cheers.